There's so much disappointment in this room. There's so much disappointment in the county. This is not a reflection on the rank and file that provide the services that are important to South San Francisco and the rest of the county. But when the leadership is acting this way, it taints the whole organization. So I understand that. I certainly understand buyer's remorse. In that election in 22, I didn't endorse either candidate. I had my misgivings about the incumbent candidate. I knew very little about the woman that would win. I've taken the time to have this report printed up so I could understand it. But I have to be honest, I found it a little bit lacking, and there's some elements in here that are disturbing. They're kind of the what's in between the lines. There's one person that is, as far as allegations, there are 20 some odd allegations from one civilian member of the department who seems to have been very close to the sheriff and knew some of, according to her, some of the personal aspects that are being alleged between her and, I can't pronounce his last name, Victor. But when I read this report, it reminded me of a daytime soap opera with a law enforcement slant. And everything that I read just left me scratching my head. I'm not going to get into, I've actually flagged individuals and I'll share them with anybody, but the overall point of this is that I do think that the public, these are allegations. Definitely, if they're true, there are many policies and procedures and even some state law that has been violated. I'm wondering myself, where is DA Wagstaff? When are charges brought? If there's some criminality here, why haven't we heard from that? This abbreviated process that the Board of Supervisors, and I understand why they want it to go away. I understand why they want her to go away. I understand why you, who have come this evening to encourage us, want it to go away. It is a deep, rotten shadow over the whole organization. It's not the first time either. For some of us who have been in government for decades, and we look back, we remember that Sheriff Bolanos was known for some retaliation. I have friends that worked in the Sheriff's Department and had been there for many, many years and had some very nice assignments and would find themselves working back in the jail, which is usually reserved for people that would like to do that or are newer to the organization. Go back a little bit further, and we all remember Sheriff Monks in Las Vegas and Bolanos there and their explanation. And there's something wrong with the culture of the Sheriff's Department, and it's not the rank and file. But there's something wrong with the leadership. And it was really the hope that this woman would reform the Sheriff's Department. And I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know how she got so far off of that goal, because it was a golden time, a golden opportunity to remake the Sheriff's Department. It's something we could all be proud of, and we wouldn't have to be dealing with headlines like we are today. So I'm greatly frustrated by this process. I don't want to support Measure A. I know it's the quick way to end this horror. At the same time, I think a recall is the best way. If there was a recall being circulated, I would sign it tomorrow. But I'm not willing to give this extraordinary power to the Board of Supervisors. And I'm sorry if I've disappointed some of you that are looking for a quick resolution, but the recall process is going to bring everything to the forefront. If Measure A passes and the Board of Supervisors removes her from office, it may not be over. If we have a recall and the voters remove her from office, it's over.